I have another spooky story for you guys. This one was submitted by a woman who was dating this guy, but when she went to his apartment, she found something terrifying. Let's just jump right into the story. A while back, I started dating this guy. Let's just call him Alex. He seemed like a great guy and was one of the easiest people that I've ever clicked with. We went on several dates and everything felt normal, except that he never once invited me to his place. Every time I asked if I could come over, he just brushed it off. He said that his apartment was too messy or that he wasn't home much anyway. I didn't push too hard at first, but after a few months, it started to really bug me. I'm a veteran dater, so I know that if a guy is being wishy washy about inviting you to his place, chances are he's not single. But I really liked Alex, so I decided to investigate first before cutting him off. If it turned out he had a wife or a girlfriend, I was ready to snitch. One night after dinner, Alex said that he had to head back to the office. We drove to the restaurant separately, so I decided this was the perfect opportunity to stop by his place when I knew he wouldn't be home. I had taken a picture of his mail one time while I was in his car, so I already had his address. I finished my dinner and headed out around 30 minutes later. When I got there, I noticed that his building was kind of old and run down, but at the same time, his unit wasn't hard to find. The hallway was dim and quiet, which gave the place an eerie vibe. Not at all the kind of place that I'd expect someone like Alex to live in. When I reached his door, I noticed that it was cracked open, so I leaned in just enough to see inside. Inside the apartment was Alex. He was sitting on the couch facing the TV, wearing the same outfit that he just had on at dinner. It was definitely him because I noticed he had the same posture and same haircut as Alex. I almost called out his name, but then I realized that he told me he was going to the office. So why did he lie? Assuming that there might be a woman in his apartment, I pulled out my cell and called him. He picked up on the third ring. When Alex picked up, he started going on a bit of a rant about how his boss kept calling him and how sorry he was for bailing. He told me that he had just finished up his extra work and was heading out of the building. I could hear his footsteps echoing in the background. Shockingly, the man on the couch hadn't moved a muscle. After Alex was done ranting, he said, "Rachel, are you there? I can head over to your place if you're not too tired." At that moment, the man on the couch shifted forward and said, "Rachel." No, the call was not on speakerphone, and the man was not within earshot of our conversation. My whole body went cold. I didn't wait another second. I bolted down the hall, out of the building, and into my car. I lied to Alex, telling him that I had dropped my phone, hence the commotion, and that I was going to bed and that I would just call him tomorrow. I was so freaked out that I avoided Alex for about a week until I decided I wanted answers. Needing to see his expression, I called him on FaceTime and started asking questions. I asked him where he lived and why he never invited me over. He gave me the same excuses as before. I asked him how he expected this relationship to progress if I was never able to see his place, but again, he kept repeating the same answers. Then I asked him if he had a roommate or a twin and said no. He confirmed that he lived completely alone. Annoyed, I finally told him the whole story about how I got his address and the weird guy sitting on his couch. Alex's generally calm demeanor completely changed. He didn't say a word. He looked off to the side for a few seconds and then just hung up the call. I called him several times after, but he never picked up. That was the last conversation that we ever had. Over the next few weeks, I checked his socials to see what he was up to, but there was no new activity. Later, I looked up his address for where he lived and discovered that the building is essentially abandoned, so no one lives there. All I had done before was put the address in my GPS, so this was shocking to me. How could he receive mail to an abandoned building? I feel like USPS doesn't deliver there. And if he does live in an abandoned building, how could he be on the phone elsewhere talking to me while simultaneously sitting perfectly still on the couch? This is quite literally the spookiest thing that has ever happened to me So I'm curious what everyone else thinks about what happened. That is very creepy. But what do you guys think about this story? Leave your thoughts down in the comments and don't forget to like and follow for more spooky stories.